I debated not making this video at all. I don't put usually a lot of stake in public figures or political solutions or parties. I don't believe a political party is going to come to save us. I don't think anybody's come to save us. Okay? I've been clear about that. On this channel, we talk about free speech. We talk about things, the exchange of ideas, how important that is. And there's a reason behind that. See, when the debate comes to an end, when there is no longer a debate, there is another course of action that ensues. You understand what I'm saying? And so this is why I encourage debate and exchange of ideas. Because as long as we're having this conversation, we're good, right? Yesterday, a man lost his life exercising this free exchange of ideas and debate. A man who was very proficient at debate and very respectful at it. A thing that is quite rare in today's era. Very rare. To see somebody who is respectful to the people who disagree with them and even are mean and you know, kind of spit in their face or whatever, and still be respectful to that individual. That's a rare thing. And from what I've seen, Charlie Kirk was a respectful individual in his debates. I had never actually seen, and I've seen a lot because my wife used to watch him debate all the time. I've never actually seen him be demeaning or disrespectful to the people he would debate. And a lot of times it wasn't the same on the other end. So this is a person that exhibited a great deal of patience. And so to see people, I'm going to go ahead and say it. There are people that I went to high school with basically celebrating the death of this man, you know, on Facebook and other places. When you resort to wanting to see someone who has an idea that disagrees with yours, when you resort to wanting to see that person taken out, you realize you have lost the debate. You realize that, right? In debate, you learn that an attack on the individual that you were debating is a deviation from the actual substance of the conversation, and therefore a forfeiture of the, you know, of the substance of that conversation. You have nothing further of value to say. And you just wish the opponent to be eliminated because it's easier than debating the ideas. Okay? Now, I've never met a person that I agree with 100%. I didn't agree with Charlie Kirk 100%. There's nobody on this planet that I've ever met that I agree with 100%. You're just not going to meet a person like that. That person is you, and you're probably not going to even agree with yourself half the time. Because you're constantly learning, hopefully constantly learning in this world as time goes on. And you will learn things that make you change the way you look at things sometimes. And you have to be open to that. If you're seeking the truth, and there is an objective truth, there is a reality that existed before you, during you, after you. If you find it, it may not be convenient. It usually isn't. And you might not like it. We usually don't. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. You can disagree with a person. I invite you to disagree with me. On this channel, I have said it many times, we do not have to agree on things. We don't have to agree on things. But when the debate is no longer on the table, things move into other courses of action. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is why I encourage the free exchange of ideas. Freedom hinges upon it. Okay? If you want to live in a relatively free society, then you're going to have to understand there are people that you may disagree with. And the answer is not, it's not a violent one. You understand what I'm saying? Once you do that, you lost the high ground. Now, I don't know who did this. We don't know who did this at the time of making this video. But the reactions say it all. The reactions are very revealing and very concerning. So this man left behind a wife and children, guys. Keep those in your thoughts and prayers. Keep them in your thoughts and prayers if you would. I have a wife and young children. Maybe that's why this hits kind of hard. Maybe it's because this man exemplified the debate and the exchange of ideas, being respectful in it, in the process of doing that. I don't know. It's not lost on me that today is September 11th. That's another time in the history of this country that had some implications in the direction the country went. I can only hope that we can continue to have these conversations, to have debates, to have a free exchange of ideas. And remember, I said that I'm kind of a freedom of speech absolutist, okay? For all the people that have cheered this on and said that it's a great thing that this has happened, you have the right to say that. I like freedom of speech because it reveals people for who they are. And that's what's happening. That's what's happening right now. So, rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. I believe he was a believer. Yeah, I believe he believed what he said he believed. Seems like it. That's, you know, between him and the Creator. But, you know, my heart goes out to his wife and his children, because that is some heavy stuff, guys. To make light of that, well, I'm glad that everybody who's making light of that has the freedom to do so, because now the world knows where you're really at and where you really stand. You know what I mean? You don't have to agree with the man to be a decent person, to act and behave in a decent way. You know what I mean? So we're going to go forward on this channel. We're going to talk about things. We're going to continue to have these debates. We're going to continue to have freedom of speech and exercise it until we can't. All right. That's all for the day, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.